I can't hear you.
Oh, we're about to get copyrighted. And
It is I, your honorable sensei, and across from me,
the vicious scumbag.
and together we are Longturnlarry Podcast. And today, we howling at the seas. We got Captain Howler, Sea Scourge.
That's a lot of R's. Howler of the Sea Scourge.
He is 2 generic, blue and a red for a 5/4 shark pirate.
Perfect.
He has Ward 2, pay 2 life. And whenever you discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each card discarded this way. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, draw a card.
Tasty. Get the booty. No parlays.
Shark Boy here is a Larry first budget deck. Yes, we're doing it for all the brokies with no booty. We're here for you.
If the treasure chest is feeling light, don't worry, this is a good deck tech in sight.
Shoot, in 2025, I think all our coin purses are feeling light.
Yeah, budget decks are looking better and better. But before we continue,
I need you to
like,
comment, and subscribe so you can get more devil fruit goodness from your Larrys.
that's right. But don't get in the ocean because we can't save you because you will drown.
I can swim, but I'm not going to. So, let's get into the rep. You know what it is. All your mana rocks. Cool. Throw them on the screen. We also are playing Curse of Opulence because why not put stigma on one person and watch them get beat up for the rest of the game?
And we like to smack deck, so the gold is very appreciated.
We want to plunder their pockets, and we have a professional facebreaker who wants to do that as well. Whenever we deal combat damage, we'll make a treasure instead, and we could crack it for extra card draw.
Are we going to be breaking faces, but you know who's going to help us do it?
The crew?
And you know what we be doing?
So we're loving the crew. We're loving the crew. We're loving the crew.
This is Captain Howler's Sea Scourge crew. These are all these wonderful creatures that are going to enjoy what we like to do, and that is, of course, discarding.
And they're going to hop on the boat first. So we have Flame Blade Adept. He's a 1-drop. He's got Menace, and he gets buffed for cards being discarded. Terramander, flying 1-dropped. It has Adept, so with all the discarding that we're doing, we can eventually pay for this Adept cost, and then he just gets way bigger.
Alex Jones, conspiracy theorist, for a generic and a red, this card is amazing because we get that 2/2 damage, but whenever we attack, we can pay for a generic, discard a card, and draw a card. So he's going to trigger this. But what's also wonderful is if that wasn't enough, he's going to allow us to then be able to exile one of those cards from our graveyard and then cast it this turn, thus giving us kind of like a free flashback. And it also says non-land. So thank you, conspiracy theorist. In the same venue, we got his robot equivalent with Containment Construct. 2 generic for another 2/1, a little less on the booty, but this one just states whenever you discard a card, we kind of can get that same effect. We're going to exile it and then may play it at the end of this turn.
Dreadhorde Arcanist is such a good card in here. We can buff him up with Captain Howler's effect, and then any spells that we discarded, we can cast them for free when he attacks, and he naturally has trample. Ivora Insatiable Air gives us blood tokens and gets bigger whenever we discard. Naturally has trample. Scrounging Skyray, it's a fishman.
Flying fish pirate, man.
And guess what? He gets bigger every time you discard a card.
No way.
No way. Who would play that in here?
We also have Feather's Pet Mouse, Whisker Quill Scribe. He is a 2-drop. If you'll notice, the mana curve for this deck is very low. It is a 2-drop, generic and a red for a 2/2. Same kind of concept. We want to target him, much like Dreadhorde. If we put spells on him or abilities, super good with our commander, then we get to discard a card and then draw a card. So looting again.
Yeah, so typically, like, he wants to be the first thing that you target, and then once you target him, then you get to activate Captain Howler's ability essentially for free. It's a BOGO deal.
I'll take 2.
Just like Kiora when she attacks. She enters and we draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Great. And then if we have Threshold, we make an 8/8. Who cares if this dies? We got an 8/8 out of it.
Yeah, exactly. You paid 3 mana and then you got to draw cards, and then you might have made an 8/8. Yeah, no. Thank you, Kiora.
Magmakin, he likes to burn stuff. Whenever we discard 1 or more cards, this creature deals that much damage to each opponent. I'm so happy they said that much or this many, so...
I know, and Aether Drift, and it's a, just a common. Oh, thank you, Magic. Now we got Veronica Dissident Scribe. Bunch of scribes in here. 2 generic and a red for a legendary human artificer rogue. Our main thing here is she naturally has menace. She's got 3/3, so we're just gradually getting bigger here. And then whenever she attacks, she allows us to do a discard a draw effect. And then we get these junk tokens, which is kind of more pseudo card draw or card advantage. And then Braylon Sky Shark Rider. He is a 3 generic and a red for a legendary human shaman. Sadly, we don't have Shabraz the Sky Shark. RIP. But he is, just naturally, whenever we discard a card, we get bigger. But what's also wonderful here is we deal a damage to each opponent. And then, fun, we have for a red, target shark gains trample. Well, wouldn't you know it, that will give our commander just that extra little oomph to get over.
Yeah, Braylon's a whore. He'll jump on any shark. Okay, we have 2 Logia fruit, Anger and Wonder. If you don't have hockey, you can't touch them, and we're going to throw them in the graveyard.
And it's way too much money to buy your own fruit, so leave your devil fruit at home.
You gotta feed the sharks. You gotta put some chum in the waters. These are cards that usually draw some cards. Then we're gonna discard some cards, or we'll discard some cards, and then we'll draw some cards. 3 that are pretty much synonymous with this are Big Score, Pirates Pillage, and Unexpected Windfall. These also double as ramp, so we'll have more things we can do once we activate these cards.
Of course, we wouldn't be a rummage or looting deck if we weren't running the classic rummage and looting cards. We have Faithless Looting, Thrill of Possibility, Cathartic Reunion. You can easily see these as the red staples. The beautiful part is, of course, Faithless allowing us to do it twice because we get a flashback, and then Cathartic just getting extra card draw. We wouldn't be amiss without having Frantic Search, which is the blue cousin to these, but this is giving us that classic unwind effect. And
For free!
And the instant versions of these can then translate into combat tricks, because then they trigger our commander's ability, goes on stack, and then we can then buff our creatures with card advantage.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about this deck is you're never really safe to block because...
Ever.
Anything can just get huge. Compulsive Research draws us 3 cards, and then we get to choose, do we want to discard 2 cards and get something bigger, or get more card advantage just by discarding a land. Prismari Command does a little bit of everything. You can kill something, we can loot, we can create a treasure, or we can blow up filthy artifacts. And Deep Analysis just draws us cards.
Just goated flashback.
Yeah, if we discard it, still a good card.
Yep. Look at these as if you didn't have to play it. It's not that it has 2 casts. It's now a discard target because it's not really going away.
The Hook for hand. We are chopping off our hand so we can get a new one, or a better one, or a sword.
Dang that Peter Pan. I'm so tired of this crocodile chasing me around. Hook for hand. These ones, of course, are the lovely discard effects, but these ones are going to cost you your entire hand.
Vindictive Flamestoker is something we want to play out early, and then we're going to build enough oil counters on it, and eventually we'll get a Pseudo free wheel, pretty strong effect. Tolarian Winds is a wheel for us. Windfall is a windfall for everybody. Everybody's gonna get it. So when we have 2 cards in hand and he's got 7, guess what? Stupid.
Thanks for the refill. Of course, this is a discard deck, so there is room if you'd like to add madness, but this is a great example of this. We have Angie's Ravager. This is a 2 generic and a red for a 3/3 vampire that attacks each combat, which is cool, but the main thing here is when he attacks, discard your hand, then draw 3. He does have madness for 2, so again, yet another discard target who also loves to do what we're after. Change of Fortune is like Windfall, but for just red, and it's one-sided. We don't have to give everybody the advantage. Downside, we don't get the plus card. You have to get what you give.
Brass Tunnel Grinder, or BTG, is a legendary artifact. We get to discard any number of cards, and we get that many cards back. +1. Then, if we have enough board counters, we get a board counter every time we discard at the end of our turn, once a turn. And when this land flips and you use it for mana, you get to discover where X is that card's mana value, which is really good. And finally, we got an Ox of Akanos. Whenever he enters the battlefield, you discard your hand and draw 3 cards, and you can escape it for red, exile 8 other cards. And when you escape it, he gets bigger, and you discard again. He's an Ox.
He is fantastic.
Now watch out for that shark attack. These are all of our combat tricks or things that allow us to be tricky during combat.
Of course, our pirates are artfully getting away from the police and other affairs. So they have an artful dodge. We're, of course, getting unblockable for 1. And then the flashback isn't even more expensive. Unblockable anything here is very scary. Abandon the Post is going to give us the same thing, except inversely. We're going to swing at a player and have Pseudo Menace, because then we can make up to 2 other creatures unable to block. And yet again, juicy flashback.
Birds Night Clutches does the same thing. They're essentially the same card. That's why we have both of them. Bitter Reunion gives us haste when we sacrifice it, and when it enters, we're going to discard a card, draw 2 cards. Why do you think it's in here? Fist of Flames will draw some cards until end of turn. Target creature gains trample. And +1/+0 for each card that you've drawn this turn.
On the inverse side of that, Fist of Flame, very powerful. Of course, another favorite, it's been in many of our episodes here, Proph's Eidetic Memory. This is, of course, a great card. When it enters, we're going to draw. We then gain no max hand size, which will never be an issue here. But the main concern is at the beginning of combat, if we've drawn more than 1 card, which we will, then we'll be able to put X counters on a creature where X is that amount -1. So, minusing card draw and discarding doesn't take away from how many you have drawn. So this number can be very large. And then we have Teamer Battle Rage. This is just a 2-drop double strike. And if it's a big enough creature, it's going to give it double strike trample.
Scream at him, Dan. Finally, we gotta send a scout for a reconnaissance mission. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. I actually wish we had 1 more of this effect, but I could not fit it in. Essentially, every time we hit with a creature, we get to draw a card, which gives us more fuel so we can discard more cards. It's a beautiful combo with Mr. Howler.
So sad that we didn't get to use Coastal Piracy.
Oh, man, I should have put that in here instead. But this can cycle for 2. That's why.
Yes, it has cycle on it, which is still very valuable in the end. And these next swashbucklers are the best shipmates I ever had. And they are our
Longturnlarrys.
These are, of course, the cards that work the best, synergize the most, or just utter powerhouses. They're going to be the best crewmates, whether they're being targeted, assisting with, or just overall.
If they don't kill these, they're gonna die quickly.
We start off with our captain's first mate. He's so cute. We have Marauding Mako. He's a 1-drop that essentially is going to just get massive. He states whenever you discard one or more cards, put that many counters on him. Again, if we discard more, he gets bigger. Just incredible. We want him out as soon as possible because he'll get huge very quickly.
Ghostly Pilferer, Spirit Rogue. Whenever it becomes untapped, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. That's cool.
Ooh, very nice.
Whenever opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, draw a card. That's cool.
Ooh, thank you for that.
Discard a card. It can't be blocked this turn.
Oh, incredible.
So, we're going to say card neutral pretty much whenever we want to do this. And we can discard as many cards as we want to make him really big. And those will all be separate triggers.
And it's free. Like he's a free outlet. Oh, it's beautiful. Ghostly, I wish you were a spirit pirate. Arg. Oh, he'd be a gangplank. Then we have Inti, Senshishal of the Sun. That is a 2-drop human knight. Should have been a human dinosaur. 2/2 legendary. This thing does everything we want. It states whenever you attack, doesn't even have to be this. You may discard a card. Keyword. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. It gains trample until end of turn. As if that wasn't enough. When you discard one or more cards, exile the top of your library. You may play that card until your next end step. This is so good. Mercy, I'm very thankful this thing doesn't have a bigger butt on it because at least it can be removed. But this human knight dinosaur combo is incredible.
This thing is scary for your opponents and for you sometimes, because sometimes you're discarding way too many cards and you're burning through way too many cards with Inti because he's like, oh, you discarded? Hey, kid, let me get that top card, kid.
Oh, I'll give you another one. Oh, piece of candy. Now,
what would a pirate do with the key to the city? He'd leave. He'd sail away. Too generic for an artifact. We can discard a card. Up to 1 target creature can't be blocked this turn. Cool. Whenever key C becomes untapped, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. This is like Ghostly Pilferer 2 times.
They were like, here, just take the keys. Does that make you happy?
Please, if we give you the keys, will you leave?
That's right.
Yeah.
Our pirates needed to have some magic behind them, and so they have Rael the Everwise. She is a Izzet in a generic for a 0/3 legendary human wizard. She states she gets +1/+0 for each instant and sorcery in your graveyard. Like a classic Izzet girl she is. Whenever you discard one or more cards for the first time each turn, draw that many cards. It may only be for the first time, but mercy if you combine her with a wheel.
Thirsty.
Oh, it's so good because then that first hand being discarded, it's almost like she gives you another free grip and then just more fuel for these discards. And then she gets huge without even much assistance. And our commander can then buff her further. Oh, man. Rael is very powerful.
Oh, you said something about a free grip?
Oh, no. She's been holding that staff a little too tight.
And then finally, you were begging for a dinosaur. Here he is.
And it's a badger dinosaur.
It's a badger. So he don't even look like a badger. Why'd they name this?
That's a tough animal. It's a badger and a dinosaur.
Bro, you are not killing that thing. It's going to chase you till the ends of the earth until you die.
It's immune to venom and it's scaly.
3 generic and a red. He's a 3/3. Whenever you discard a creature card, put a +1/+1 counter on the Badgersaur. Ooh. Whenever you discard a land card, create a treasure token. Ooh. Whenever you discard a non-creature, non-land card, it fights up to 1 target creature. He said squabble up, kid. Squabble up, Drake.
Show the dudes, put him up. I'm gonna see some knuckles, cuz. Surly Badgersaur is a monster. Also, too, get yours soon. The price keeps going up.
I'm very afraid this card will be like $15 by the end of the week.
Yeah. This also wouldn't be a pirate deck if we didn't have some cheese. So we had to have a combo in it. And it's not just any combo. It's the combo that all pirates are after. Then totally not what you think it is. It's the 2-piece, not the 1-piece. This is double the treasure now.
Yeah, when you get to the end of One Piece in Oda, like, hey bro, I'll troll it. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. And congratulations, you get both of them.
You're going to die before you finish this series.
Oh no.
The 2 cards are Glinthorn Buccaneer and Malcolm Keen Eye Navigator. They're both just really good separate cards in our deck. So the card quality stays really consistent in here. And then Malcolm, whenever a pirate you control deals damage to your opponent, create a treasure token. Our commander's a pirate. We have a couple of pirates. Cool. He's evasive. We can give him the ability. Cool. Glinthorn Buccaneer. He's got haste. He's a 2/4. Whenever you discard a card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then for a generic and a red, discard a card, draw a card. Activate only if Glinthorn Buccaneer is attacking. So how do you think this combo works? We have Malcolm out. We swing with Glinthorn. Oh, snap. We can pay that mana, draw a card, discard a card. Glinthorn's going to deal 1 damage to her body. We just made 3 treasures. Oh, wait, that's more than enough to activate this ability again.
Yep. As long as you have at least 2 opponents and they're not dead, Glinthorn being a pirate, it just immediately you just go off.
Yeah, if you have enough cards in your library that you could discard without dying to not having a deck, you just sort of win the game.
Hey, if they don't have any life gain or anything brought up and you have more than 40 cards left, GG.
And then, like, even if they don't, like, say they got 60 life and you only got 40 cards in your library, something just got massive.
Yes.
Because Captain Howler.
Now, we've been talking about the commander, we've been talking about the crew, but sometimes people are going to be standing against us. They don't want to be living the pirate life. So you know what we do to them?
We used to be a street shark.
That's
so
right.
We're going to show you some street justice. You're...
We wouldn't be an Izzet deck if we weren't running, of course, just counter magic. So, of course, we're running the very easy offer you can't refuse, Spell Pierce, Stubborn Denial, Muddle the Mixture. And these are just going to take care of, we don't want you to do what we're, trying to accomplish. These are more reactionary, or we're going to win the game, need to stop you.
Maniac just axes somebody in the face for 5 damage as an additional cost of cast, so we have to discard a card.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Pongify? No, I say Kongify.
Oh.
Make that man an ape because Frieza don't like him. Rapid dehydration. Make that man a Namekian because Frieza don't like him.
Because young Frieza don't like you. No.
Reality shift. We're going to exile that thing. Here's the top card of your library. I hope it sucks. Resculpt. We're going to exile thing and make it an elemental because Frieza don't like you. And then we have Snap. Thanos is going to turn you into Peter Parker because Frieza don't like you.
That's right. Get out of here, Peter Parker. I needed those pictures on my desk by 3.
Monkey.
Oh, no. Now, there ain't nothing worse than we had to stop them from their plan. And that's what's worse than that is when they're not even on the ocean trying to talk about it, looking like a...
You a greenhorn. You a landlubber. Yeah. Ash Barrens. What's Ash Barrens? A card that you really care about.
There's no ocean.
It's a land. It cycles. Yay. Woo. Desolate Lighthouse. It's a land. We can draw a card, discard a card. For 1 generic blue and a red. Greer Reach Cemetery. It's a land. It's a legendary. For 2 generic, we can draw a card. Well, everybody draws a card, then discard a card. Yay. Sokin's Crucible Defiance. Random, right? It's not random. We can discard it and make some spirits. That card got discarded. Yay.
I also remember, too, there was a couple of things that said it would be better if you discarded a land. So there's tons of things in here that just interact with each other.
The amount of cards that do the thing you want to do for the budget of $100. This deck is ridiculous. If you want to get your friend into Commander, this is the perfect deck for them. You don't have to think much. You just gotta discard some cards and hurt your friends.
Agreed. Low to the ground, easy on the wallet, and then it also gives you interaction magic, multi-steps, makes it to where you're starting to see the game a little better, and you'll get to see all your cards because you're rummaging through. And that's it.
What I would like you to do for us, if you're a fellow Larry, show some love and like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to do more of this budget magic for you because 2025 is already looking crazy. I am your honorable sensei, and across from me,
the vicious scumbag.
And together we are Longturnlarry Podcast. Sharks?